Hiya, Mr. Belichick.
Who the heck are you? What do you want?
We are Carolina football.
That's no bad. I'm really about to drill, about to lash. I get on that. He say he gon' kill me to that. I'm on that. Glad they got my arm. She a throwback. I done took some to the grave. I can't go back. We really in this 10 toes way before rap.
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? It is a beautiful day to be a Tar Heel once again, as finally, and I say finally as in finally, the North Carolina Tar Heels have a brand new head football coach inside of Chapel Hill. And wait a minute. Something's off here. You just gotta get rid of this stuff, man. Who needs sleeves anymore? Because it's Chapel Bill time inside of Kenan Stadium. Hot dog, man. This has been a whirlwind of a week for us North Carolina fans. The Carolina Insiders, credit to Inside Carolina, Tar Heel Illustrated, everybody out there inside of Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and the surrounding areas, getting up close and personal with this scene. Last week, what is that, a week ago today, or a week ago yesterday, we get the news that Bill Belichick is interested in the North Carolina job. Now, if any of you are simple-minded simpletons like myself, you do not believe that Bill Belichick, six-time Super Bowl champion, widely renowned as one of, if not the greatest football coaches of all time, at 72 years old, clearly has a resume, wants to get back into coaching. You obviously think it's going to be NFL. Who in the world would have thought? In any universe, in any this is really the multiverse that we saw for Marvel a couple of years ago that I think they're still doing now. I haven't kept up with the product, but who would have thought that guy was saying, you know what? Hey, UNC, up here, this place, Chapel Hill, with the bell tower, and Ramsey, and that beautiful, lovely well. I love the well. It's really good well waters over there. Good stuff. I want to come have lunch at Sutton's and go coach inside of Kenan Stadium for the North Carolina Tar Heels, bringing North Carolina to national relevance in the media world. I think I'm going to go take my talents to Chapel Hill. Who would have thought that? Who in the world would have flippin' thought that? I can't put my head around it. I really cannot do it, and I'm shocked. Now, the sleeves are gone, Alan. As a matter of fact, the sleeves are gone. They done. They are done. We don't need sleeves anymore because we got Bill Belichick. Let's talk about this thing. North Carolina signs Bill Belichick to what is, I believe, I heard 3-year and I heard 5-year. I believe 5-year is official. 5-year deal. We don't really know the inner workings of it too much. I'm sure eventually all the details will come out about that. He's here for 5 years. They've already hired a general manager. Alan, do me a favor. Alan, do me a favor and look up the general manager. Alan will be with us in just a few moments. He'll be in here with us, and we'll talk about this thing all the way through and through. By the way, the black hoodie, it had to get the axe. I wasn't going to do it to the other ones, so I felt like that one deserved the axe. It's okay, because this thing's going to get a lot of use now. It's going to get a lot of use now. Chapel Hill, North Carolina. I love the football games. I need a reason to go. I love going anyway. Mac Brown's gone. Mac Brown's got to be sitting at his house right now. Absolutely just probably happy. Happy to say. Number one, he's probably pissed that the Carolina didn't go all in money-wise like they have, and we'll talk about this later, that they've done for the football program. But also be like, you know what? At least I was replaced with like a 6-time Super Bowl champion, proven winner, this, that, and the fourth. It's okay. I feel a little bit better about myself. So, and I think I would too if I was Mac Brown. But now North Carolina brings in Bill Belichick. Nobody thought, I mean, obviously, this is not something that the University of North Carolina thought was going to happen. Bubba Cunningham, the Board of Trustees, I don't believe anybody thought, hey, this is actually going to happen. They were interviewing, as we know. Now, this is all the details to what we know so far. I have been having conversations with AJ of Tar Heel Illustrated. He will be coming on with us at some point in time. He's going to be extremely busy over the next couple of days. I am sure. You got the press conference, which I believe Alan told me more than likely happening tomorrow, maybe Friday. We'll see. He's got to get recruitment because Bryce Baker, who is now excited to get the phone call from Bill Belichick, who wouldn't? Maybe Kendra Harrison decides, hey, Oregon, you guys are all right, but I'm going to check out this place. He's going to be busy with all that. So the second that we can get him in here and he's able to give us a little bit of his time, and he's gracious enough to do that, we'll have him on and we'll break down a lot more inside details of what's going on with this. But Carolina is talking to Glenn Schumann, John Summerall, Matt Campbell. I believe there was one more name in there as well. I can't remember off the top of my head that they were interviewing or had at the very top of their boards. It originally started out John Summerall, Glenn Schumann. Matt Campbell was a guy you didn't know if you could get, but you were wanting to try anyway. They did end up talking to him from what I know. Things kind of fell through a little. I mean, if you interviewed, they did the interview process, but then Bill Belichick calls. And they're like, yeah, right. So let's do an interview with him. Let's do a Zoom meeting with him. Let's just see if he wants to meet with us on Zoom. Let's see how real he is. And evidently, that went really well. So it went so well, 2 days later, they hop on a jet, go up to the Big Apple, and go see him in person in New York. That goes even more well. A lot of meticulous detailing and back and forths and interesting details later. He's your head football coach. And it had gotten to the point that it gained so much traction that they had kind of just killed negotiations from what we know so far. This is what we know so far. I'm not a reporter, but from what we know, talking about the general public, you and me, the simple people, from what we know so far, everything else kind of died. Like Campbell, Summerall, Schumann, all those kind of died when that second interview really hit with Bill Belichick, and then the weekend got here. Because during the weekend, especially after Tulane's debacle in their conference championship against Army, I really think that's when everything really got going here. So that's what I'm reading. So far, but everything went down. It took long enough. We, as Carolina fans, we've waited for them to make a hire, make a noise, make a peep, and it's finally done. It is official. They did a little video package for them. That was University of North Carolina's video package for Bill Belichick coming in. They've announced it officially, and now comes the meticulous training. So all this stuff is still going down as we speak right now. I am consistently keeping an eye on the Twitter machine to see anything that could potentially come up. There's a lot of new hires that's going to be happening. We've had a lot of people hit the portal this past week because no head football coach has been named. You didn't know what was going on. Now you've got Austin Blasky has announced that he's taking his name out of the portal, so he's coming back in. I haven't made graphics for anybody yet because I've just been so focused on making sure that the news is like everything gets finalized before we really start doing anything else, because there's going to be a lot of moving pieces over the next few days. That is for sure, especially after if the press conference is tomorrow. And I don't think that's official yet, but if it is, a lot of moving pieces are going to be happening. So thoughts, reactions, I'll give you mine, and when Alan gets in, he can give you his. This from when the news first broke, I was not a fan. I was not a fan of this at all. I thought it was dumb. I thought it was stupid. It was the idiotic decision. People that saw me throughout the week were asking me like, hey, is this actually a legit thing? I'm like, no, it's ridiculous. If it was, it would be a total North Carolina hire. If they did this, it's just stupid. I completely written it off. And I had a few days to think about it. Not only that, but also watch the other people. I was a big John Summerall guy. That's who I was. I was all in on Summerall. And then I saw what happened with Tulane in their conference championship. Back that up with how they finished the year. I'm like, I saw that before. Losing your last game, get destroyed in your conference championship. We saw that a couple years ago when North Carolina started this whole nonsense over the last few years of, they lost Georgia Tech at home, NC State by a missed field goal. Then they go to the ACC championship, get blown out by Clemson, who started the game with DJ, ended with Cade Klubnik, and Cade Klubnik looked like the best version of Cade ever. And you lose in the bowl game against Oregon. So I was like, when I saw that with Summer, I'm like, that, like, not to say if he was hired that was going to happen, but like, I don't want that guy. He just kind of immediately went out of my mind. Then Matt Campbell the next day, Iowa State, Arizona State. Okay, a lot of people have been talking about this guy, especially Jason Staples of Inside Carolina, whose opinion I hold in high regard personally. He's talking about how great this guy was. He may very well be, but they go up against Arizona State and they get bum rushed. And they get destroyed by Arizona State. It was like 40-something to 19. It was something ridiculous. And I'm like, I don't want that guy either. And I was having some backdoor conversations that said that, hey, this thing with Bill Belichick is probably happening like today. Didn't end up happening. Ended up happening, obviously, today. This is Saturday now. But over the last few days, ever since Saturday, I've really sat back to think about this thing. You could sum it up with just a few words. This is a very high risk, but also very high reward situation as well. We cannot predict what this thing's going to be. Everybody says instant winner, instant championship contender. Sure, you could say that. You could also say dangerous bust waiting to happen. You could also say that easily because Bill Belichick has never coached in the college game. We have saw the issues from coaches that have tried to go from the college game to the professional game. People that may know history of football a whole lot better than I do. I don't know how many situations we have with prominent head football coaches of NFL programs going to the college level. I don't know of any personally. You guys may. Let me know if that's the case. I know Steve Spurrier went from college to NFL back to college, but he didn't start. He wasn't in the NFL like Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick has been in the NFL. That's where he's been. And now he's going back down. That's the question that I have. But let's look at the college game as we sit today. The college game is getting like the pros every single day. You've got the institution of NIL and transfer portal, free agency and contracts. But just put that lingo together. It all flows together. Alan has also joined us now. I'm going to quickly, I'll get with you just a second now. Put those lingos together because they combined. Now you do have the thing of fundraising, recruiting. As a matter of fact, Alan got me on Bill Belichick's. Like I had an issue with Bill Belichick recruiting. I'm like, is he really going to go out and do that? And Alan made a point to me. This is something that he kind of changed my mind on when he said this. But he said, let me ask you a question. He says, don't you think that a lot of times this is probably like position coaches like Alani Galloway, Larry Porter, things of these natures, going out here, recruiting big time, and it's kind of Mac coming in to seal the deal? And when he said that, I'm like, you know what? You might have a point there. That you might have a point. All Mac's got to do is show up and show him the super cool crystal ball. All right? That's all he's got to show him. Hey, this is who we are. We'd like to have you. Let's get this thing done. Bill's going to show up. Come on, G. Let's go. Come on, baby. You know what it is. Come on. Get some J's. Let's go. That's what he's going to do. So I have to give Alan credit to that. And speaking of which, joining us now is Sir Alan Minton. All right. I'll finish up on my deets here, sir. But by the way, you like that? You like that? That's pretty good. What you got? Did you cut yours off too? Oh man, he cut his off too. I hear you, brother. I hear you. Let's go. But Bill Belichick is going to do one thing, that's for sure. He's going to give North Carolina, he's going to put him in a position to be known nationally, one way or another. The last week, North Carolina football has been talked about more on a national scale than it probably has in the last 30 years. In the last week alone, it's been put in that position. He's going to bring names. This guy, he is a name that has famous friends. He's going to, and we saw it already with the contract. We saw, as far as we know is reported, $4 million going into the program of some sort. Now it's all the way up to $20 million instantly, just like this. Because Bill says, hey, I'm coming in. I'm not going to come to a job that I don't believe that I can win at. Bill Belichick's not going to put himself in a bad situation. He's going to put himself in a situation that he believes he can win in. I fully believe that. Any coach of that stature should do that. Right? And you bring him in. Now, I don't know what the details say in the contract. I would assume they've got him locked up. Where like, hey, are you looking to go back to the NFL? Is this an actual thing? Tell us now. I would assume that's in that contract. I want to know. Personally, maybe there are some details, and if it's insider information, we'll leave it at insider information, and you could tell us where to find it at, Alan, because I see you're looking at me over here, just in case. I don't know if is that actual inside information. Okay.
I can share.
You can share. It's public.
I heard it on the podcast.
Okay. As long as it's public, that's all I care about. So we'll get to that in a second. Is he locked up? Question, just real quick. Is he locked up?
5-year deal, 3 years guaranteed.
Well, like I'm talking about from him leaving potentially to go to an NFL job. I know about the 5-year contract, but 3 guaranteed.
Well, no, I don't know if it. I don't know if there's like a break clause, like an early termination fee or anything. If that's what you're asking.
Okay. That's the kind of maybe that stuff will come out eventually. Who knows? Maybe
But
it's not even a thing.
A 5-year deal, 3 years guaranteed for $30 million. So I'm guessing it's a 5-year, $50 million deal, but he's guaranteed 3 years. It's like Greg was saying, it's one recruiting cycle. You get 5 years to play for.
Right. That's right. So you got that. And if you don't think recruits around the country are looking at it and saying, wait a minute, I feel pretty confident in my ability. I want to go play in the NFL. I want to go play for a proven head coach. I want to play for a guy that's been to a place, that's succeeded in a place that I want to be because I want to go to that place. Where can I sign up? Maybe I am willing to head on down to Chapel Hill. They got pretty colors. They seem like they're nice people. They got good food. Maybe I go over there and hang out for a little bit. Test this thing out. See what happens. If I'm a top recruit in the country and Bill Belichick comes calling my name, it's going to be hard to say no. I'm just saying that, And so what do I think? What do I think Bill Belichick is going to do for North Carolina? He's going to give North Carolina a chance to go do something that they've never done, a chance to go succeed at this level. Number one, he's completely changed the landscape of UNC athletics purely by walking in the door. That's all he's done. He's put us in national relevance. Mark my words, ESPN Game Day, College Game Day is going to be in Chapel Hill this year or next year, technically. They will be there. Yeah. They will probably be there. Home opener, TCU. First game of the year. 100% expected.
Oh, yeah. There's no more 12 o'clock games on the CW, bro.
Oh, yeah, dude. Get ready. I hope you're ready to pay for hotels, brother, because we are in Chapel Hill on the weekends. That is for sure.
Yeah, whatever it costs to be there for TCU.
I've already decided I'm buying season tickets. It's already happened. It's happened.
These bros are being there.
Yeah. So yeah, man, we
I
still
mean, you
need to.
buy 'em.
I'll only buy two. Only buy two. 100%. I'll buy two. But anyway, I wonder how much the tickets are going to be this year. That's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, they're going to be outstanding. Because, you got TCU at home. Clemson ain't Clemson at home.
Clemson's at home.
Yeah, them going to be some high-price
I think.
tickets, baby.
Are we at UCF this year? I think we're at UCF this year, and or they're coming to us the following year. I can't remember. But anyway, Bill
Duke's at
Belichick's going to.
home.
States on the road.
States on the road.
I don't know who else on our schedule this year. We might have Louisville this year. But North Carolina is in a position now that it hasn't quite maybe ever been in. Mac Brown did an amazing things. And by the way, can we just say real quick, we're not in this situation today without Mac Brown. We are not sitting here today in this situation without Mac Brown coming back in 2018-19 and getting the baseline of the program and building the infrastructure. He wasn't ready to build the tower. You thought he was getting there, but it wasn't quite there. He's built the infrastructure up, and he's allowed Bill Belichick to come in, and now it's on Bill, and it's on this organization, and it's on Bubba Cunningham staying out of the way, and it's on them, this general manager that's coming in. By the way, Alan, check the name on that. I forgot his name already. The GM coming in. They announced a hire earlier, not too long ago. It was a hire of a GM coming in that's familiar with Belichick and stuff that he's done. But he's going to come in, recruits are going to come in, and he's going to have a chance to create something inside of Carolina. He's going to bring structure. He's going to bring a vision to win. He's going to bring a toughness that is needed. You can't tell me that even the Patriots over the last few years, that after the post-Tom Brady era, are tough on the defensive side of the ball. Now, they haven't been much on offense, and I'm curious to see who he's going to bring on that offensive side. There's been talk of famous friends showing up in Chapel Hill on a coaching staff. He's going to assemble one of the best coaching staffs that I think we've ever saw inside of Chapel Hill, Kenan Stadium. Maybe all of college football. We will see. And he's going to give North Carolina a shot. I'm not saying it's going to happen. You're going to win, but they're going to give them a shot.
JJ Jones just tweeted at NCAA, check your email.
He
wants another one. He's ready to go again.
Yeah. Blasky is taking his name out of the portal. And Noah Burnett hit the portal.
I'm pretty sure Freddie has got a spot on this staff as well.
I think I did see that too. So Freddie Kitchens stays on. And because I think he said, hey, great, excited for the next chapter. Freddie Kitchens also knows Bill Belichick. They both coached against each other, Browns and Patriots. This is going to be so much fun. So much fun. And it's a chance. It's an opportunity for Carolina to be relevant. It's there. You just got to go make the most of it now. Alan, your thoughts, and then we're going to get to comments. I see we got one of our favorites in here, DJ Ray. He's hanging out in here with us, and he's not the biggest fan of the Bill Belichick hire. But Alan, your thoughts, and then we'll get to DJ Ray.
I'm looking for that GM that you're looking for.
I'll get it. I'll get
it
while you do that.
But I did see where Bryce Baker is excited to take Bill Belichick's call.
Yes.
I
got the Twitter machine. You're good. Go ahead.
Okay. Thoughts. It's a coin flip, buddy. I don't know. I mean, of course, what he's done so far by getting UNC fully invested into the football program, that's fantastic. So I think even after this experiment with Bill Belichick, happens, whether it goes good or whether it goes bad, North Carolina is in a better spot today than it was yesterday when it comes to football. I heard the assistant coaches. I heard the assistant coaches are getting a pay raise. He's going to have a full general management staff. The NIL budget has went through the roof. I just saw a tweet that said, "I've heard that MJ has donated a stockpile of money to the NIL fund. Now, whether that's true or not, who knows?"
Dude, you get Belichick in there with a ton of money from. If this pulls Michael Jordan, Jesus Christ.
I literally just saw it. One of the Tar Heel fan pages said, "Heard that MJ has committed a ton of cash to the NIL fund in the last 48 to 72 hours."
By the
That
way,
is not
also
confirmed.
GM Michael Lombardi.
Michael Lombardi, related to, maybe he owns a couple Lombardi trophies. Who knows? Man, I don't know, man. We'll see. UNC said they wanted to go younger. They went younger. He's like almost 300 days
263.
younger than Mac Brown.
Yep.
So he is younger than Mac Brown. So we got a youth movement in Carolina again. I'm looking forward to see who he hires as his offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. Although I'm almost certain that his son will be the defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Out of Washington, not sure if maybe Freddie Kitchens gets that role. Maybe Joey Galloway gets that role, or or he goes somewhere else.
There has been a few names out of the NFL that he is a McDaniels. I forget which McDaniels it was, coming out of the NFL to come back in here and do it. Again, Bill Belichick's trying to create a pro pipeline. That's what he's trying to create.
Yeah.
That's what he's trying to create. But go ahead.
Oh
sir.
yeah. I mean, I think this is going to have the Deion Sanders effect, probably times 100 for UNC.
On steroids.
Because personally, I just think UNC is a more recognizable brand, more recognizable university than the University of Colorado. Nothing against University of Colorado.
And to Deion's credit, he walked into a dumpster fire at Colorado.
Oh, he did. And, he brought half of his team from Florida to Colorado. And, he had a son, and, he had Travis Hunter, who, whether you like him or not, is pretty fantastic what he does, being able to play both sides of the ball efficiently at the P4 level. But man, there's a lot that's going to shake out in the next 8 months. Heck, this might even get me to go to the spring game. If there's a spring game. Because I'm
2 years ago.
Right. That was only because there was a yard sale. That
is right. Oh man.
I'm not sure whether that was. I was, put it this way, I was sleeping in the stands at the spring game.
I went to.
But if there's a spring game,
last year's spring game too.
I will probably attend. I'll take the family and we'll probably attend. I'm sure the spring game will be absolutely packed. They'll probably have to open both sides of the field.
That is true. Yeah, honestly, dude, there's one thing that this will do. It's going to bring revenue into North Carolina. And
I'm sure Johnny T-shirt will be selling sleeveless hoodies before the end of the week. Or
they've already announced it. They've already announced it. They did a Twitter thing earlier. The second the actual the leak came out, or not the leak, but like my official, but not your official, sir, tweet came out, they announced it. We got a sale going on right now, 20% off. I'm like, look at you guys go. Look at you go. Look at you go.
I've this hoodie right here, I've owned for maybe a month and paid very good money for it, and I literally just cut the sleeves off.
I had to do my whole little bit with the whole.
Oh yeah, that was nice. I enjoyed your little skit with the sleeves, but I wasn't going to do that. I couldn't mimic you, so I just oh, wait a minute, wrong way. I just come in here and It wouldn't surprise me to see Bill bring his son with him to be his successor when he retires. I don't think there is a coach in waiting part that is in the contract.
But it wouldn't surprise us.
I would be 100% certain that coach in waiting is not in the contract, and nor do I think Bill Belichick is just trying to coach UNC just so his son can take over UNC. There's some stuff on premium message boards about why Bill Belichick is come back to UNC. I'm not going to spew those until I've heard other people spew them. But there, I mean, everybody knows that his father was an assistant coach at UNC, and there's a picture of Bill Belichick in the stands at Keene Stadium. So he does have ties to UNC. But one of his things that is publicly known in his first interview, he said, "What I think, the first thing I think about when I hear Tar Heels is Duke sucks." So, you know,
He fits right in.
That's one of the first things he thinks about. He's an okay fellow with me. Now, if his son deserves the coaching spot, by all means, give him the coaching spot. But at the same time, if he doesn't deserve a coaching spot, the head coach position, then I don't think he should be given the head coaching position.
Right.
When Belichick retires.
And his son has been the defensive coordinator at Washington, or is the defensive coordinator at Washington. And Bill Belichick spent a great amount of time during the offseason this past year in that camp, and was a part of what was going on in Washington. So it's not like, and also I think a lot of I've heard people talk about publicly that when I think it was the first interview that they did, the Zoom meeting, that he was very knowledgeable about the college game. And it was kind of surprising to see, like, okay, this guy honestly understands our game pretty well. And, like I said, thought he was a swell guy on date number one. Let's take an official date. Hey, now we sparking.
They were sparking for a while, but yeah, I mean, and he's friend. He was good friends with Nick Saban. Rumor has it that he had something to do with this.
And Nick Saban has went out publicly and said that he thought that Bill would do a great job about this. Last Friday, he said this.
I mean, you saw how Nick Saban built Alabama. How Nick Saban built Alabama up to be a perennial powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Has 100% left Alabama in a fantastic position for years to come. I'm sure he has told him and Bill have talked about over the years the things that he has done at Alabama, and maybe Bill incorporates some of those, maybe he don't. But man, I don't know, man. North Carolina, the world's at its feet right now.
You're in the middle of basketball season right now. Nobody's talking about the basketball team.
Nobody's talking about the basketball team.
They're talking more about the basketball team.
They're talking more about UNC football and Bill Belichick than they are the college football playoff currently.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee has had a segment on Bill Belichick and UNC ever since Monday.
Mm-hmm. Paul Feinbaum. What's he talking about?
He was talking about
every news outlet everywhere.
So, I mean,
and believe me, First Take and Get Up and Sports Center, they're all going to be talking about Bill Belichick tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that. Like, it's happening too much. And like the press conference, all that stuff. When all this comes out, like, Carolina's going to be looked at nationally everywhere. And honestly, this is an ongoing situation. The Bill Belichick effect has only just begun here. All I'm saying. Like, today, Bill Belichick updated his Instagram to @UNC Football in his bio. That's good stuff right there.
Oh, yeah. Man, I can't wait to see the video that says, the videos inside Keenum of the former football players and coaches says, "I'm Bill Belichick, and I'm a Tar Heel." I can't wait to see that.
My thing is this: is he going to be able to do? It's time for Carolina football. Is he going to be able to do that? That's my question.
Well, that might just be Matt Brown saying, who knows what the videos are going to look like. You know, we'll find out at 8 o'clock against TCU.
Here we are, night one, college game day. So, do you think this ultimately pans out? If you were betting the money, like if you were betting money, you taking the over or the under?
Pans out. Okay, what do you define as pans out?
ACC champion in the next year or two, and contending in the college football playoffs.
Year or two.
Yeah.
ACC championship in a year or two.
Yeah. Within the next 2 years, and contending in the college football playoffs. Because you're ACC champion, you're in the playoffs now.
So Miami bought their team this year. I'm not sure how much longer Cam Ward has.
Cam Ward's going to the NFL. They're trying to pick up Malik Murphy. That's who Malik Murphy's talking to.
Also heard Malik Murphy is talking to Ole Miss, I think.
Auburn. He might be talking about this too. I know he's talking about Auburn too.
Because I thought I saw something about Lane Kiffin. And the guy from Tulane has already committed to Duke.
Yes, he committed earlier today, as a matter of fact.
No, I'm not worried.
No, who are they going to play in the bowl game, by the way? Like, who's going to play quarterback? Anybody?
Don't they play Ole Miss in the?
Yeah, I know, and I want them to win because I'm sick and tired of Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin's mouth.
Yeah, I don't.
The SEC, the dude's an SEC nut. I would much rather see Duke win that game, quite frankly. And I'm saying that, like, and you don't hear me say stuff like that. I can't stand this SEC loyalist nonsense. They're just pissed off.
Maybe both teams will get the flu and just be like, we ain't got to play. That'd be the best outcome.
Get the runs.
I mean, it really depends on the portal class.
Yeah, portal class has got to be huge this year.
You know, Bryce Baker is going to be 1A to Amari Campbell's 1B.
The return of Amari Hampton. We joked about this earlier.
Would he want to play for, would he want to say that he played for Bill Belichick? Or would he just want to go to the NFL?
I think he would, but knowing the shelf life of a running back in the NFL is so bad, and you've done so much for this team already.
Okay, but NIL and revenue share comes in next year. So the amount of money that he can make potentially is enough for generational wealth if you play your cards right. And then next year, you're still going to go to the draft.
Yeah.
Unless, something terrible happens.
No. Yeah, so I don't know, and the reason we say that is because we believe there's actually legitimate.
He would own every single rushing stat in the history book.
Dude, yeah, and he would be Bryce Baker's best friend. But you also have Davion Goss too, and honestly, one thing that could help you is you could spell a lot of minutes for Amarian with Davion Goss, who looks or Bullet, if anybody obviously that's his nickname there, but. I can't wait for Bill Belichick to say, and then we had Bullet go in, and he just did a great job for us.
Man, that's one thing I cannot wait because I couldn't stand Bill Belichick and his daggum press conference.
I couldn't stand Bill Belichick my whole life. I hated this dude.
I couldn't either. I hated him. I hated the Patriots.
Dude. Now I'm rooting for the Patriots every weekend with Drake, man. Bill Belichick's my flipping coach.
They booted my Panthers right out of the Super Bowl.
Beat my Rams.
Yeah, that's where it started. It started with the Rams. Everybody just knew the Rams was going to walk all over no-name Tom Brady and the Patriots. Guess what? Here comes Brady and the what was Janikowski? Was that the kicker's name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
The one that kicked 2 game-winning field goals in the Super Bowl, kicked that one against Oakland that sent them to the Super Bowl in the daggum blizzard.
Yeah. Pat McAfee's best friend, daggum. I'll think of it in a minute. Go ahead.
Hey Pat, I know you're watching this. If you just want to, drop that comment in there, what that kicker's name is.
Oh, good.
Um, but in all honesty, man, it's absolutely crazy because I never liked Bill Belichick because they were always winning and it just made me nauseous. I never liked Tom Brady because he was part of Bill Belichick. But as soon as Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers, boy, I sure did root for Tom Brady. I was like, "Come on, Brady, just get you one more, Brady, get you one more. You're the reason. You're the reason that Bill Belichick got all them stupid Super Bowl rings." And now Drake May's playing for the Patriots, and like you said, Bill Belichick's the coach of my UNC football Tar Heels. It's a.
Ah,
I think I
we-
heard you say this. We're living in a simulation.
no, I said we're in the multiverse. This is where
Oh,
Toby
multiverse.
Maguire. This is how Toby Maguire and Andrew Garfield came back as Spider-Man. This is ridiculous. Like
It is
it's
wild.
Is Nick Saban going to take over the head coaching position for the Oakland Raiders? Is that what we're about to see next? Is that coming? Like, is that coming down the pike now? I mean, Jesus. Gee, yeah, I don't know, man. Let's go to the
I can.
comments. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
could
go
see
ahead.
it. I could see an ACC championship. Because you just got to get by Clemson. You don't know how much. You don't know how strong they're going to be next season or the year following. You're assuming they're going to be relevantly credible. Then you got to worry about
Of
what
course.
FSU is going to do with Mike Norvell. You still got to worry about Miami. Who else? That's probably about it.
Okay, here's the schedule. Okay, we got Richmond next year.
Yeah, the Richmond Spiders.
Yeah. Okay. So
Winning
the
that game
obviously
by 60.
the first 4 games are obviously they're already scheduled non-conference outside of like the times, of course. Saturday, August 30th, TCU at home at Charlotte, September 6th. Going to be at that game. Jerry Richardson Stadium is going to be going friggin' wild. Richmond at home, September 13th, September 20th at UCF. So we were at UCF, but we also have at California, at NC State, Clemson at home, Duke at home, Stanford at home, Virginia at home, at Syracuse, at Wake Forest. Syracuse is going to be a fun game at Syracuse because they're a good ball club. They proved that this year. 9-win ball club potentially can go for 10 wins. Virginia, they're going to be finding themselves still. Stanford, they were the bottom end of the ACC this year. So was Cal. So you got to go to Cal. Clemson, that's going to be huge. Duke's going to be big because if this quarterback ends up panning out and they do better in the portal, they had a 9-win season this year, could potentially go win 10. Probably not since they don't have a quarterback anymore. For at least for the rest of for the as what they say postseason exhibition game, quote unquote. And then at Wake Forest, they're accident waiting to happen too. So yeah, North Carolina, man, that's a schedule.
I'm gonna call it 11-1.
Who's the one? Clemson.
Mm-hmm. You got to prove. You got to. I'm gonna say 11-1 until you show me you can beat Clemson. It's 11-1.
Yeah, you told. Look at you. Look at you, the optimist. Look at you go, bro. Look.
I went 11-1 this year. Well,
I know, but you were going it off the backs of my
tank.
stupidity. Oh man, yeah.
I'm sure it'll change by the time we get there. But this team looks really good. That's probably a loss.
Yeah, it all kind of depends on how this team shakes out. Like if you tell me
North Carolina's going to get obliterated by TCU on national television, and then all the relevance is right down the drain.
It goes right back. Empty stadium the next week. Oh my god. Yeah, that's the thing.
North Carolina better win that first game, or this train is derailed from the jump.
Mac Brown said this. Everybody gives North Carolina the best shot. Can't figure out why. Don't know what's up, especially in football. Like, I understand basketball and everything else, but in football, everybody gives us their best shot. Now you're going to get your best shot on steroids, but it's also Bill Belichick who should have this football program churning or pushing in the right direction, taking what
I
Mac
can see
Brown
next season being a floor. I could see the floor being 8 wins.
That's pretty good around here.
Depending on what comes and what goes.
Right.
I could see 8 wins. You're going to have to get me 8 wins.
You're going to give me 9. Okay, hold on a second. Let me ask you. Let me bring this up. Okay. I want you to quickly call it. Quickly call it. Quickly call it. Here. Okay. TCU at home.
Quickly, like
Win or loss.
lost.
Okay. At Charlotte.
Win.
Okay.
I'm gonna do worst case scenario. This is what.
Okay.
This is what I'm gonna do worst case.
Give me floor. So you said TCU loss. Okay.
Loss.
So at Charlotte win.
Win.
Richmond at home.
Win.
At UCF.
Win.
At California.
They did beat FSU.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
They lost
Okay.
to
Win.
FSU.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They did. Well, they shouldn't have lost to FSU, but yeah, they did.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Win.
it was bad. At NC State.
Well, is that early in the season?
No. It's all like the first 4 games are scheduled. The other are not, but they're just like in the list. But obviously, NC State will be the last game of the season.
Oh, we're winning that game.
He better win that game. Clemson.
Loss.
Duke.
Win.
Stanford.
Win.
Oh, that's right. We're at 7. Virginia.
Loss.
At home.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. At Syracuse.
Oh no, I forgot about that. We'll call Syracuse a win.
Syracuse a win, not Virginia.
No, Syracuse a loss. Virginia a win.
Okay. And
Go ahead,
then
8 wins right now.
8 at Wake Forest.
I don't know. We'll call it a loss.
You did that just to stay at 8. You did that just to stay at 8. You son of a gun. You did that just to stay at 8. So 8, there's your 8 wins. So you got your losses to at Wake, at Syracuse, Clemson, and TCU.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna say worst case
And
scenario.
obviously, you wouldn't make the ACC championship game with that.
Yeah, considering that you would have had 3 losses,
3
in the
conference
ACC.
losses.
Yeah, I would say give me that exact same bid, but give me a win against Virginia, which would put me up at 9. That's my.
I have Virginia winning.
Yeah. Give me that. That's my.
I picked Virginia. Remember, I switched it. I said we'd win Virginia, but we'd lose Syracuse. You're probably thinking
Wake Forest.
I said we'd lose at Wake Forest.
Okay, so give me the win against Wake Forest. That puts us
you
at
want
9.
to win at Wake.
That's what I'm kind of thinking there. We are live for people that are watching the video after, because I'll quickly rip this thing. I'll quickly rip this thing and put it up as a video right after this is done. I want to get to some comments. I'm going to display them up on the screen. So let me bring my little microphone down here.
DJ Ray. Put DJ Ray on blast. Somebody.
Let's see if DJ's still in here. DJ, talk to us, brother. So he says,
why are you so sour, DJ?
Don't like UNC new football coach because they could have given Mac millions of dollars to buy players as well. Don't pitch if the basketball team suffer from this hire. Also, he will not last 1 year. Waste of money. Alan, your quick thoughts on that synopsis from our good friend DJ Ray, who's hopefully I hope to run into him at I missed him this year during the Charlotte game. Hope to run into him in Kansas Stadium next year if he decides to show up.
Man, with those hot takes, I wouldn't show up to Kenyon Stadium. Jesus Christ, bro!
It's okay. There's a lot of this right now. There's a lot of back and forth.
You're just like a daggum rainstorm when the sun's shining, fella. Maybe go to bed and get some sleep.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I mean, did you accidentally pour buttermilk in your cereal this morning? Jesus Christ!
He's on the more skeptical side of this thing. So,
I didn't like Bill Belichick either, but daggum, he's the coach of the Tar Heels, so that's what.
Wait, DJ Ray, DJ Ray, are you saying yes to the buttermilk in the cereal, or what is this?
No, we asked him if he is in here, so it's a delay for him probably. So,
He's
so
getting ready to
yes,
get buttermilked.
yes,
All
yes,
right.
he is in here.
Jesus, I'm sorry, DJ Ray. He's going on a little tangent over here. Get him. Get him. Get him. Anyway, Alan, your response to DJ Ray, then I'll give mine.
Uh, waste of money. I mean, was you going to give Matt Campbell or John Summerall $6 million, $5 million, and hope that they could do better? Because my thoughts being John Summerall and Matt Campbell, yes, they come in probably make the players that are on the team better, probably. Is there going to be a high influx of high end talent that wants to play for them? Absolutely not, because who are they? They're I'm not saying they're nobodies, but compared to a man that has 8 Super Bowl rings and won 6 as a head coach, that his gonads are a little bigger, and they swing a little further. So his name carries weight. And that's, yes, they could have gave Mac. Okay, so they say they give Mac Brown millions, and I like Mac Brown. This is not a slight at Mac Brown. They say they give Mac Brown all these millions. Mac Brown has, towards the end, had lost his recruiting acumen. Our class was 78th, ranked 78th in the country. We had most of our 4-stars that he had recruited decommit. Yes, probably because they heard that he was leaving after JMU. I mean, Jesus Christ, he practically left that day anyway. So yeah, sure, give Mac Brown millions, and let's see if he can do more with what he had. But he had a bunch of 5-stars: Travis Shaw, Zach Rice,
Tony Grimes,
He's
who's also
at
in the
his
portal again.
also in the portal again. Storm Duck. Let's see, the numerous safeties that for whatever reason couldn't cover a deep ball. They'd always be standing around the line of scrimmage instead of covering the wide receiver running 20 yards back behind him.
On that note, there's another guy, a former UNC defensive lineman, Keyshawn Silver, who went to Kentucky a year or so ago from North
Don't
Carolina.
forget about Keyshawn Silver.
He is also he must have done really well at Kentucky, because he is being recruited. He's in the portal right now, but he's being recruited by some top tier talent like Ohio State.
Sounds like he's coming to North Carolina to me, fam.
Bro, get ready to speak Belichick.
But in all honesty,
yeah.
This is one of the biggest things that I believe that the university, the board of trustees, the Bubba Cunningham, athletic director, this is the biggest problem I think they have with Mac Brown. Mac Brown had a significant amount of money. Yes, it was less money than the SEC, but he had more money than the programs that he was losing to. He had more money and more resources, and he still lost to the likes of a JMU, Virginia, Georgia Tech. Yes, Georgia Tech is on the come up. They're doing a fantastic job down in Atlanta. I'm not going to take anything away from that, but you still lost to them when your resources were much higher than theirs was.
Right.
That's the problem. He's doing less with more. They want to find a coach that can do more with less, but guess what? Now you have a coach that can probably do more with even more, and I prefer more than less.
And don't forget App State. Throw that in there.
Yeah, I mean, what it took. I mean, holy cow!
You got beat by App State at home, and then it took 64 points at Boone to win a game that you were up by 20 by. And then once again, the other heart attack that you got to witness in person last year happened at home. You almost went 0-3 against App State. Very well, almost went 0-3 against App State.
Oh yeah, thank you, Elijah Huzzy. Forgot about that little dipsy do.
Yeah, good old.
But again, that's nothing against Mac Brown. Of course, yes, DJ Ray, they will be higher. But guess what?
I'll put that comment on, that way people can see that. But yeah,
the ticket prices will be significantly higher. But guess what? That just benefits the program. That's more money that goes back to the university.
Well, here's the thing. I think, yes, the tickets are going to be higher, but they're going to be higher for a couple of different reasons. Number one, because that place becomes must see. Bill Belichick at Chapel Hill is going to be must see. You just like if you were to go and watch Bill Belichick. If okay, we're from, right here around Charlotte, the Carolina Panthers. Let's say Carolina Panthers right now are not good. They're quote unquote, they're not good. They're starting to find themselves, but
They're
they're
close. Take it
but they
easy.
haven't
They're
been good.
close.
They're not like a Super Bowl level team, a playoff level team. So the tickets are not that expensive on an average game by game basis. But you let the Chiefs roll in here like they did a couple weeks ago, the price spikes. The reason being is because even though they're facing the Carolina Panthers, who are not must see in their building, the Chiefs are must see. The Tar Heels now become must see. And that not only stops with ticket prices, it talks about with national media and coverage. It talks about with recruiting, like we're talking about right now. It covers all of these different things. And what the comment that he made earlier about don't be surprised if basketball suffers. If you're a non-revenue sport and you're basketball, you're saying, holy cow. Now, in the very short term, let's say the next 6 to 8 months, it's not going to benefit us that much. But let it get a year or two in. All the revenue, because this is the biggest conversation that nobody's having outside of insiders on a day-to-day basis. The biggest problem with North Carolina athletics, they have bled the North Carolina football program dry to give to the basketball program, who doesn't produce a whole bunch of revenue. Contrary to popular belief from the outsider, it's like, well, basketball, I'm sure they generate a whole bunch of money in basketball. Look at the numbers. We don't. You had to spend. You were in the net negative in women's basketball last year. You had to basically pay for that to happen, like to make sure that was taken care of. You weren't gaining off of it. You were paying into it. There was no return on investment on that. Your non-revenue sports like your lacrosse, your field hockey. Congratulations to women's soccer on a 23rd national championship. That is amazing, and I'm
Did
glad
you
to see it.
see that goal? That first one?
Yeah.
Ooh, she cooked that one right there.
Yeah,
Top
yeah,
right corner. Oh my soul.
But you
Sorry, I
know,
watched all of that.
yeah, it's great. But like you have all that stuff, and that's great. All of them are going to benefit from this. Yeah, the ticket prices are going to be higher. I got to figure out how I'm going to get there all the time as much as I do. It's going to be more expensive, but I don't believe it's going to be more expensive than what we saw, not this year, last year, year before last, when you had a Heisman level quarterback team that's doing pretty good. That's kind of ticket prices I'm looking at, But if you're ultimately winning, that's what we want here. I would much rather have higher ticket prices because there's a must-see product on the field, and there's a must-see and that's given that you have that. Now, again, if this thing fails, well, we're kind of back here
Ticket
again.
prices are right back into the toilet, and you can go see them all you want.
Right, but you're going to go see a bad product. I would rather. I'm a guy personally. This is just me. This is just me. Not everybody's like this, but I work for a living. Alan, you work for a living, and we make our hard-earned money. And sometimes, even though the price tag's a little bit higher than maybe we're comfortable with, I would much rather pay for a quality product. Well, I have been paying for not so good quality. I enjoy every single second of it anyway, but I want to see quality product. Carolina's making the investment. North Carolina basketball is going. They are definitely going to see some return on this as well, because what happens in the football world bleeds in. This is where the SEC is at right now. This is why the SEC is the SEC, because years ago the ACC said basketball's the way of the future. Wrong. And the SEC said football's the way of the future. So let's pour our money into there. We may suffer in other sports for a little bit, but eventually we're going to see our return on investment. They sure enough have. And it's football that has become the revenue generator of the college landscape. The NFL is the most expensive league in the world, as far as I know. I could be wrong. Alan, you could double check that for me if you don't mind. The most expensive program at the organization, and also in the day of NIL. Look at here they go. The SEC is the SEC for a reason. And guess what? The SEC is a basketball conference now. Did you know? How are they a basketball conference now? They've got all the money in the world. Why? Because they invested in their football programs. They are the top football conference. They generate the most money. They get the biggest contracts because they're really good over there, because they cared about that. And all that money is being filtered down. Go ahead.
The National Football League is the most profitable professional sports league in the world, generating $18.7 billion in revenue in 2023.
And that's national. Not national, but global. I'm sorry. That's global.
Global.
There you go.
I mean, and just look at the average price of an Alabama game.
Yeah.
We was having this discussion the other day, and we was only having this discussion because I heard Joey Powell talk about it. Take an SEC school, for example. Their football stadiums hold an average of close to 100,000 people. North Carolina, was it 50,000? A little less than 50,000?
Somewhere in that general.
On a base price of, I think Joey said $75,000. Or
Right,
$75 a ticket. If each ticket in our stadium was $75, it's not what it is.
Yeah.
That's not what it was. If it's $75 per ticket, and Alabama's game is $75 per ticket, there is a $4 million gap between what Alabama made for one game and what North Carolina made for one game.
Right.
Multiply that by 7, because it's 7 to 8, depending on how your schedule falls, or maybe it's 6 to 7, depending on how your schedules fall. That's a $4 million difference per game. What is that? 4 times 7, 32?
Yeah.
So that is $32 million per season that an SEC school is making just on ticket sales alone.
Yeah.
So
then you got to go buy your hot dogs.
And then you got to go buy that $8 hot dog, $10 drink. I was at the North Carolina basketball game against Georgia Tech. I bought a drink and a bottle of water, and it was $15.
Tastes pretty good.
It was wet. It was,
about the hot dog.
Oh, I didn't buy a hot dog. No. Just 2 drinks, $15. A bottle of water.
I thought you bought a hot dog
and a Coke Zero. And they were already pre-made with the lids on them, so you just picked it up off the thing. So it was already halfway watered down. Whatever. But I mean, and it's no shock. Everybody has their challenges. You say poor people can't go, and you say poor. Hold on, poor people can't go. You're exactly right. Big time sporting events require a certain amount of financial abilities. That's why I think having these P4 games, absolutely not rich by any means, sir. That's why I'm doing this podcast, hoping I'll say something stupid and it'll go viral and make us absolutely famous, and people just start throwing money at us.
And I'm in school, and I'm technically retired right now, so
he's not even supposed to be on here. But in all seriousness, that's why it's a good thing for like these Charlotte games, these Richmond games, because the price point of those tickets are never going to be as high as the price point to, say, the Duke game, the Clemson game, the TCU game. Those teams, those games, the price point's going to be higher than the group of 5 teams that they schedule. That allows for people less fortunate to be able to attend those games versus the games that are going to require a higher price tag. Me personally, I'll do what I can to be able to take my family to TCU. If that requires working extra on the corner, slinging some crack rocks, whatever, I'll get it done and I'll make it there. Me personally, I'm going to be in the building for that one. Now that may, in all honesty, that game might be so expensive that's the only game I'm able to go to. I don't know. We'll have to see how much those tickets go. But
Yeah.
me personally, I will find a way. And there's another way. I'm not sure if Rivals, Tar Heel Illustrated, I'm not sure what their premium boards look like. But just a little insider information. If you join Carolina Insider, 9.99, 10.99 a month, whatever.
Yeah.
You get the discounted Johnny T-shirt, and you also, if you go to the private boards, they have a ticket exchange. You go to that ticket exchange, people will list tickets that they have for sale and what game, and they are for face value. There's no fees. There's no fees like you have through SeatGeek. We're probably going to get destroyed for this, but whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Ticketmaster, all the fees that all these secondary sites have, there's none of that. It's just season ticket holders for whatever reason, or people that bought tickets just can't make it, and they, out of the good grace of their heart, they're just selling it for face value. There's been several games that I've been able to attend that I've bought through the ticket exchange that I have the ability to access because I'm a premium member to Inside Carolina.
Yeah, and I think one more thing that we need to say about this. Number one, I think we all should just wait and see.
Yeah, wait and see.
But we really don't know. I mean, we're talking a year out. Well, not quite a year, but 8-9 months out.
9 months. 10 months.
From 10 months. 10 months out from.
That's December. Not 9 months.
August
August the 8th month, right?
7, right? So it'd be 7 or 8 months.
We'll say 8 because it's
somewhere
August
in between
30th.
7 and 9.
Well, technically, if you want to start the spring game, it's really only like 4.
Yeah, but you can go in the spring game and it's free. You can just roll up in there.
Yeah.
But
game, Bill Belichick.
He might not. We didn't have a spring game this year. Well, I mean, we did, but you had to show up to it to see it. That was the only way you saw it. And I was there. But one thing that I would say is Carolina is now, and this could go into a completely different conversation, and it's something that I would like to ask AJ once we have him on, which I'm looking forward to having him on because he's got a lot of detailed information in there that I'm looking forward to him to share. He's going to kind of give us an inside depth of what really happened. I know they're getting ready to do a podcast on that and put that on Tar Heel Illustrated, just shouting that out right now. But Carolina is now going to be put in a situation where, I believe they're going to be put in a situation to where they're going to invest a little bit into their real estate. They're going to be put in a situation where, hey, maybe we need to think about updating the Keenan Football Center and updating the stadium as a whole. Figure out something new. Figure out some design plans. Maybe we do need to start investing a little bit more in a tailgating scene. I believe Carolina, not only with Bill Belichick showing up, this is just them putting money into the program in order for him to work with. In order for him to work with it, is just the beginning. When Mac Brown came in, I don't think we knew we were getting a brand new locker room. Things of that nature. I don't think we knew we were getting that. Boom, it shows up. Now we've got good facilities. Now we need to kind of fix up the concourse of Kenan Stadium. Let's fix that up. Maybe let's start thinking about potentially adding in some spots. We'll see how that goes. So I think there's a lot of things that's going to be happening, especially if they start bringing a winner in here. I'm not going to lie. If Carolina starts winning, to give you an example, Clemson Stadium, we visited there last year. The buddy that I went with, that we all went with, was telling us about the upgrades that they've made since they started winning, like national championships. Half of their whole, what is it, east-west end zone? Not the hillside, but the opposite side. All that's brand new since 2014, 15, 16. All that stuff is brand new. It's huge. You guys should look it up sometime. If you don't know what Clemson Stadium looks like, look at it. Bringing a winner in brings in money. And money benefits everybody. It benefits the facility. So let's say maybe at the beginning, ticket prices do go up, which I would expect them to go up some. I don't know exactly how much, but some. You take some renovations, some adding into the stadium, more seats available, the prices of tickets start to drop some. They start to level a little bit because there's more quantity to meet the demand. See what I'm saying? So there's that process as well. It's going to be interesting though. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited to see what happens. I cannot believe I'm going to say this. I am excited for a Bill Belichick press conference. I'm excited for a Bill Belichick press conference. Never thought I'd
Me
ever
too.
say that.
All
But I'm
15
saying it.
words.
All put him and Amari and Hampton in the same room.
Bro, there ain't going to be, it'll be quiet, bro. Absolutely quiet.
It'd be grunting. It'd just be like old fashioned, like cavemen.
Martin Hampton, you want to play for me next year?
I will say that
Yeah.
he has done a really good job at the Pat McAfee show and everything. I think he's done
I mean,
really
just
good
just
on the
listen
Manning
to him
cast.
on the Manning cast.
Dude, yeah, it's great. You're like,
Oh, but
man,
we
how's
have
this
some
guy
more.
doing?
We've been going for a while, but we have a few more questions.
Okay, go ahead. What we got?
I don't know how to do it.
You know how to bring it up? No. Which one? We better start winning a Belichick.
Oh no, let's start with this one. We'll hit this one real fast. Hold on.
Which one? Can you do it? Oh. No.
No,
Not yet.
worst start since the 8-20 season.
Let's get through the first part of the season, and if it ends up like the 8-20 season, yes, or not the 8-20 season, but the 2022.
It is concerning. But it was also
big man.
it's also because we've played an insanely tough schedule.
And we don't have a big man.
We don't have a big fella.
Which Bill Belichick may just be able to offer you guys now.
I'm super excited that AJ Diminsanya did not go to Alabama, and I heard that his NIL agreement with BYU was around $7 million, which is insane.
Yeah,
I'm super glad that he didn't come to North Carolina because North Carolina would have absolutely no money for anything if they offered him $7 million. It's possible he's Tuesday. Bill bring his son with him. Oh yeah. Bob Whitebread said it wouldn't surprise me to see Bill bring his son with him to be accessory when he retires. I think we covered that. I don't think he's going to be a coach.
I 100% expect him on the staff, but you don't ever have
defensive coordinator is probably his job to lose at this point.
Yeah. Unless you bring Schumann over, maybe.
Yeah, that would be wow. That would. Woo! Hey, but I know
would never happen inside of that stadium.
But how about you just come on over and be the defensive coordinator for us?
Yeah, that would never
Appalachian
happen.
Gaming said, "Will Mac Johnson be the starting QB?"
I honestly, and I don't say this like lightly or anything like this. I don't. From what we've heard, I haven't heard any updates. Maybe you have, but considering that there was a lot of talk about whether or not he would even walk right again, I would assume not. I honestly assume that he's probably done. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But it's not looking good.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm 100%.
I know. Oh, I thought you was laughing at that earlier.
I'm 100% laughing at that right there.
Yeah, that would never happen in that stadium because just think about it for 5 seconds.
No.
Yeah.
This one, Belichick even said he's trying to make UNC the portal from college to NFL, most definitely possible if he is coaching. I 100% agree. I think that was outlined in his proposal. I'm not sure if that was outlined in his proposal.
It was absolutely
but I would imagine
outlining his proposal on the Pat McAfee show. Just saying.
Oh, well, yeah, I forgot about the Pat McAfee show. Yes, he 100% said that in the Pat McAfee show that he wanted to create a pipeline from the college to the NFL. And what better man to do it than somebody that has 8 Super Bowl rings?
Well, he said he would. He put it. He said it would. He put some direct. It would on there.
Whatever.
He put some stank on them words. Is what I'm saying.
Old baby Clowney. We better start winning. If Belichick can't win here, we should drop football.
Well, get ready to go to the American.
I'm not necessarily going to. agree with this. He also said this is insane. I agree, this is insane. I never would have
Yes,
thought
this
Bill
is crazy.
Belichick would have come out of retirement to coach North Carolina, but
Well, he
apparently
technically never
that's
retired.
oh well. Okay, out of fire refirement uh, to come coach North Carolina, but you know, his dad coached here. You know, I guess he has some type of draw to the university. Thank you, Coach Belichick.
Yeah, and like 52
Um,
to 54. Think about
that's a
that
long
for a
time ago. But what I mean, it's still his pappy though. That's his pappy, man. He's
Oh
picking up
yeah.
where his
Well,
pappy left off.
he's 72. So I mean, I'm not saying like, yeah, I mean, absolutely.
His girlfriend's 24. What do you want?
He can recruit.
He can. Who said that? Oh, Jason Staples said that this afternoon
Yeah.
on Inside Carolina. He's like, well, he's down with the younger generation. He can recruit the younger generation, and
Shannon
everybody's
Sharp
just,
said something like that the other day, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
oh man. But yeah, I think that's all the questions. I do not believe 100% that Trump will never show up to Chapel Hill because he's more likely to show up at NC State than Chapel Hill. We'll just leave it there.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
But UNC is still my school.
Yeah.
Win, lose,
absolutely.
or draw, or blue or red. I guess they're true blue. I guess I'm red in some portions of my life. Just one. I guess
We're
you
gonna
could
end
say
it
I'm
on that.
orange.
We're gonna end it on that because that was a complete mind screw that I can't unscrew there. This has been an amazing time. We are just getting started with all of this. There's gonna be a lot of stuff to talk about. Press conference going to happen. We're planning on having AJ from Charter Illustrated on as soon as he has some free time to be able to do it because he's gonna be
AJ, I know
so
you're
busy.
watching.
Like he's
You're
gonna
one
be
of these
so busy.
62 people watching. I know you are.
Yeah, yeah. So
Just say hey.
just tell us
Just say hey.
what's up, man.
Do
Just
we
tell us
have
what's
any
up.
thanks for the stream? Oh, do we have any comments or questions on the Twitter stream?
No, it all pop up right here. It would
Oh,
all
it
pop
would
up.
all pop up. Okay.
Yeah.
So Twitter just doesn't want to talk. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, it's always like that, it seems. It seems like they have they got a problem with the keyboard. I don't understand it. Hopefully you guys will come and hang out with us sometimes too. But hey, we're just getting started on the conversation over here. It's going to be crazy. A lot of information to come out about this. There's going to be hires, there's going to be fires, there's going to be portal entries and unentries and retractions of entries is what I'm trying to say. There's
Yeah,
going to be there's
Bill
Allen.
Belichick needs to call Amari Campbell.
Yes. Travis
Bryce
Shaw,
Baker has already said that he is looking forward to the conversation with Bill Belichick.
which makes me 100% believe, all right, I'm here, let's go.
His
If that was
father
the
said
case,
his father, the information that I seen on Twitter, said that they were looking forward to talking to Bill Belichick to see who his offensive coordinator would be and what kind of offensive system they would be running, and then once they was given that information, then they would discuss it as a family and come to a quick conclusion.
thank you, Mr. Belichick, for the call. Bill Belichick just called us. Okay, let's go. That's all that's happening. Team huddle.
Maybe.
Let's go. Yeah.
It is known
Chip
that Bryce Baker
Lindsay
definitely
has went to
want to.
Michigan. I don't think any conversations have happened there, and they've got that Underwood.
I don't think
kid, Bryce
Michigan fans are
Underwood.
happy about it.
I told them I'm not very impressed with him, so good luck. Congratulations.
Mm.
Jeff Collins, your 1 year reign is over. Thank you. Goodbye. And it was fun while the fun lasted.
He did bring more sack. He said they would create mayhem, and he did. There was more QB sacks this season than the past.
And we
He
had
did what he said he was going to do.
a thick six. We had.
When's the last time we looked at a pick six? They had 3 of them this year.
They had 3 of them, and that one of them was the thick six. That's actually we had a thick 6 this year.
Oh, thicken.
Yeah, 2 C's.
Thick.
So thicker.
We gotta go, bro.
Dude, we've been on for way too long. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Be sure and put your comments down below. I'm going to be moving this over to video form right here in just a few minutes to get that uploaded, and going to be covering press conference when that happens. Going to be talking to AJ, maybe talking to Russ from Tar Heel Huddle about all this. It's going to be a fun time. It's a great day to be at Tar Heel one way or another, and I cannot wait to listen to all the ESPN people tomorrow not understand jack about anything that's going on and just talk about it broadly and sound like a bunch of idiots. I can't stand the national media. Screw them all. Let's go, Carolina.
Whoa.
Yeah, I get so sick and tired of, like, you turn on, like, First Take and you listen to Stephen A. or something like that talking about whoever he has on that day. And, like, they have such a broad general idea and they don't really understand what's going on. That's why I've honestly stopped listening to national media about all this stuff. I listen to local, and I'm sticking with local because they're the only ones that know the details through and through. They understand the situations, everything else. And that is one thing about this whole national media thing I am not looking forward to. That's just me. That's just me. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for watching. If you're brand new to the YouTube, Hill Brothers YouTube, be sure and hit the subscribe button. Hit the follow button on
Just like
my
just
cat.
Like
my cat has found the tape that I was using on my cutoff sleeves before we started. So I'm going to get out of here really quickly. If you're brand new to the YouTube channel, make sure and hit that subscribe button. If you're brand new to us on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, be sure to click the follow button. Then go over to YouTube in the bio and click the subscribe button. So much more fun stuff to come. And thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always, go Heels.
Go Heels.